Hi, I'm Mark. Welcome back to Foothill Paint and Fabrication. Well, as you can clearly see, this is not a 1950 Chevy truck like we've been working on. We only have the hood and maybe a few small things to do to get that one finished off, so we're going to take a quick break on that and get to work on this. Now, I painted a 1954 F100 for a friend of mine several years ago. He drove it, enjoyed it for quite a while, and then he went ahead and sold it because he wanted to get a car. So he and I started searching and started going to car shows, and we found this 1965 Malibu SS at a car show not too far away. Made the deal on it, and then he bought it. But the car does need some love. It needs some repairs, and we're going to be doing some upgrades to it as well. So let's take a quick tour of it and talk about what we're going to be doing. Okay, I moved it up front so we can take a good look at it. Like I said, it's 1965 Malibu SS. It's got a small block Chevy in it, Muncie 4-speed. It's a really nice car. It's an older paint job, but it's been polished, it looks like a few times, so it's super flat paint. The car is really straight. The doors open and close really nice. Everything's really nice on this car. It's got some nice rims on it. You guys can see, it's a pretty nice looking car. It was not cheap, but it's all here. It's a California car, so it has very little rust. It's got a couple little blisters down by the quarter there, but I'm not going to be fixing those. We're not going to be painting this car. We're just going to be doing some maintenance on it, fixing some leaks and some other problems, and doing a lot of upgrades. So let's head back to the shop and talk about what we're going to be doing. Okay, as you can see behind me, there's a pretty good stack of boxes. So even before the car was purchased, the owner and I, John, he's a friend of mine, we went to school together. We had talked quite a bit, traveling back and forth from the shows, you know, what he would like to do to it and, you know, what the budget would be and stuff like that. So budget was negotiated between him and his wife, and that, I think he maxed out the budget. So that's everything he can afford for this car, and it's going to be really nice when it's done. So let's run down some of the things we're going to be doing here. So we're going to be changing the A-arms out in the front. The bushings are pretty much shot, so we're just going to go ahead and change those out and put tubular front suspension on it. It's going to get front spindles. It's going to get four-wheel disc brake all the way around. It's four-wheel drum right now. The clutch is shot. It's clapped out, so we got to change that out. The Muncie 4-speed is leaking out of the front. I think it's the counter shaft, so I think I've got a plan to fix that. The rear end, the pinion seal is leaking, so instead of just fixing it on the car, since we're putting brakes on it, I got to slide the axles out anyways. We're just going to drop the rear end and pull it all the way out and do all the work out of the car and then put it back in, done. The radiator that's in it is leaking in a few spots, so we're going to yank that one, put a brand new aluminum one in, and put electric fans on it, kind of upgrade the cooling system. Since we are putting air conditioning on this car, it'll be a vintage air system. We won't be using their vents though. We've kind of figured out a way to make it all look factory with some factory pieces and some factory pieces off other cars to hopefully make that all look really nice. So you Chevelle and Malibu owners, you may want to stay tuned for that, see how we make that look. Let's see, serpentine belt system for the front of the engine. Speakers, the package tray kind of got hacked up, the sheet metal, and it's kind of messed up. So we're going to be doing some work back there. I don't know if he's spoken to his wife about it yet, but it wasn't part of the budget, a new stereo for the car. So surprise, Suzanne, he's getting a stereo. So I hope you guys talked about this before this video comes out. And then the intake manifold and the carburetor, the one that's on it's got a flat spot on it. It's a Holly, and I put fuel injection on his brother's 67 Chevelle. And so he has a nice aluminum manifold and a Carter carburetor that was just rebuilt, just gone through before I did the fuel injection. So he gave that to his brother, so we're going to put that on as well. So, and we're also putting Dakota digital gauges inside. So I think that's it. That's pretty much everything on my list. So first things first, I want to bring the car back down to the shop. We want to get it up in the air, and I want to clean it because it's kind of grimy underneath from all those leaks for for that amount of time. And I like to work on clean cars. So let's roll that thing down here and get that thing cleaned up. Okay, to get the underside of that Malibu cleaned up, a few months ago, Super Clean sent me an email and asked me if I'd like to try out their products. I just have to feature them on a video. And so they're not paying me. They just sent me a couple of bottles of their degreaser and some of the other stuff. So we're going to try this stuff out today. I've seen a couple other guys use it, and they swear by it. So let's crawl underneath the car, take a quick look at it, see what it looks like, and then we're going to spray some of the Super Clean on there. They sent me a pump spray and an aerosol, and also a wheel cleaner too, but we won't be using that today. So let's take a look underneath the car and then spray it with this stuff, and then pressure wash it off and see how it works. Okay, I don't know how much you guys are going to be able to see. The rear end's pretty dirty. It's been leaking for a while. It's been flinging out on the exhaust on the mufflers here. So we'll get that sprayed down real good. It's an old car, it's grimy underneath. Just normal road grime, and there's some grease. See up in here. At least the Muncie isn't leaking out the tail shaft, but we're leaking up here. Everything's pretty dirty. It's been leaking for a while. It's got a nice steel bell housing, and looks like it's running down and dripping off the bell housing. Hopefully it's not the rear seal. That's a fairly fresh motor. So we're gonna go ahead and spray this real good and see how it looks. Okay, we'll try the aerosol back here on the rear end. Kind of foam this up real good. Let the stuff set. Kind of eat some of that grease. You can kind of tell when it's white that it's ate through all the grease. If it turns dark again, looks like you need to put a little bit more on. All right, let's move up to the front and try the pump spray. I'll tell you right now, I like the pump spray better because it got a lot more better range. So I can squirt up into nooks and crannies with this stuff really good. It already looks like it's starting to dissolve. All right, I'm gonna finish spraying this. We're gonna let it soak and get the pressure washer out and see how it works. Okay, I got it sprayed all pretty good. It says not to let it dry on the surface, so I'm gonna cut it spray it again real quick, and then we're gonna get the pressure washer. Okay, let's take a look, see how we did. Did a pretty nice job back here. When you spray that aerosol stuff on, it's white, and then it kind of turns dark as it eats through the grease and stuff. So it seemed to do a pretty good job. I was kind of thinking I was going to like the pump spray one better, and it worked good too. But that foaming stuff, it got that differential cover nice. Let's move up to the transmission, see how well it cleaned that. Okay. It looks pretty good in here. That Muncie looks like a Muncie again, nice and aluminum. Bell housing cleaned up real nice. A lot of this stuff here, that's just undercoating or road grime, like tar and stuff, so it's not gonna come off with anything unless you use actual heat, you know. So all in all, driveline came out clean. Everything else, I got up around the A-arms and everything up there. Try to make it a little less greasy when we tear that apart. And once we pull the engine and transmission and rear end, I'll probably clean it again. We'll have some access. I can do it right in the shop. I pressure wash the shop out frequently, so keep it nice and clean. So I think we're looking pretty good. Okay, that just about wraps up this video on the intro to the 1965 Malibu SS and the work we plan on doing it. We got some cleaning done underneath. I think I got most of it on me, but that super clean degreaser worked really well. I'd love to hear what you guys are using. If you got something that works really great and isn't too expensive, I'd love to hear about it. Leave me a comment. Also, I'm pretty much out of pictures to showcase at the end of the video of subscribers' projects. So if you're watching this video, I'll put my email in the description below, and send me some pictures of what you guys are working on. I'd love to see it. Doesn't have to be car stuff, could be anything. Send me what you guys are doing. Thanks for joining me here at Foothill Paint and Fabrication. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't already, and mash that bell icon so you get notifications every time I release a new video. We'll see you on the next one.